What's something that happened to you that nobody believes? I'm not talking my light flickered, I mean absolutely jaw-dropping things. Some experiences are so shocking, telling them only makes people think you're lying.
I was sleeping and my bedroom window was level to the ground in our backyard. I woke up to someone whispering, "Close the window," because we didn't have AC and it was summer. I ignored it and started falling back asleep. Then the voice screamed, "Close the window now." So I immediately closed it. The next morning, there was dirty fingerprints on the window, like someone was trying to open it.
This one gave me goosebumps all over.
Stop, I'm alone, RN. At my job, I work at a hospital. No one's really here.
My papa died when I was 5. One night when I was 10, I wrote in my journal about how much I missed him, then went to bed. I swore I woke up, went to chat with my mom in the living room, and he was there sitting on the couch. I ran up and we talked for hours. Then he said he had to go back, walked outside and ascended to the sky. I woke up the next morning to my journal being open and my mom crying in the living room. She said she had the same dream. I don't think it was a dream at all.
What?
This is wild. It prob wasn't a dream.
That's possible, FS. I shared the same dream with my family.
My radio is broken, driving at night with my friend. Full moon, around midnight. She says, "I just want a sign about something." My radio turned on. The song playing was The Sign by Ace of Base. Deadass.
Wait a minute. That's actually beautiful and scary.
I got a red light and when it turned to green, I heard a voice tell me to wait. Somehow I knew to listen. In that moment, a car driving incredibly fast passed right in front of me. I never knew who it was or what it was, but it likely saved my life.
Wow! Beautiful!
I was maybe 12, home alone with my 2 younger sisters, and we were playing Mario Kart, and I was kicking their trash. And during the race, I heard this voice that said, "Go make sure the front door is locked." And before I even paused the game, I went upstairs and checked the door, which was not locked. And I happened to look outside as I locked the door and saw a scary-looking man opening our screen door, about to open the main door. He knocked on the door and wiggled the doorknob for several minutes. Luckily, my neighbors was a cop, so I called him and asked if he could come over until my parents came home. It was terrifying.
Nice.
Like hell nah.
One time I sneezed, coughed and farted at the same time.
One night my husband and I were laying in bed. He had fallen asleep and I had just dozed off. I woke up to the sound of a man chuckling right in my ear but tried to brush it off thinking I was hearing things. Suddenly my husband lifted his head and said, "Did you hear that?" And when I asked what he heard, he said a man laughing.
Stop! This is the scariest one I've read so far. ID key if I can keep reading these.
Yeah, boy.
I was hungry, but now I can't leave my bed.
My dreams predict the future sometimes months in advance. I know it happens to other people too, but I just can't be nonchalant about this because it's genuinely insane.
Me too. I can then guess the next few things that will happen or explain details of something I haven't seen yet. It's trippy.
I moved a lot as a kid and never had a lot of friends since I was always the new kid. Well, in 2nd grade I did have a friend. She was really sweet and always made sure to include me. Anyways, I moved again. When I turned 18, I had a nightmare where I was locked in a room with gray walls and she was there with me. I was 18, but she was still little. We talked for a while before she told me I think something's burning. I woke up and had the gut feeling to check my house and discovered my stove was on. Mind you, nobody had used it that day. Since she was on my mind, I tried finding her on social media and discovered she had died in a house fire a few months after I moved. Nobody believes me when I tell it, but I really believe she came to save me that night.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Wow, this gave me chills.
Got him!
My close friend passed away in 2022 and visited me in a dream, and when I asked her how it happened, BC, her fiancé, told friends and family that she unalived herself. She said, "Girl, you know me better than a lot of people. Do you think I did that?" I told her no, and she replied, "Then you answered your own question." Months later, her fiancé was arrested for unaliving her.
Oh my god, this gave me chills.
Damn.
When I was growing up, I'd always hear my mom come and check on me about 30 minutes after we went to bed. I always heard her footsteps stop at my bed, and I'd pretend to be asleep so she wouldn't take my phone. A few years later, when I got older and told her how scared it'd get when she came in, she told me she's never come and checked if I'm asleep before.
Oh, hell no!
I don't know, maybe because it's creepy ass.
Do you have siblings or somebody else in the house?
I went to Bermuda and snorkeled and explored a crashed car in the water. Starting that night and lasting for months, a dark shadow of a man stood at the end of my bed every night. Finally, I sat up in bed and asked, "What do you want?" And in my head, I heard someone to know my name. "I'm Jeremy." And I said, "Okay, Jeremy, I know your name." And he disappeared.
Yo, Jeremy seems like some dude you'd want to get beers with.
I I get this, but this is real life stuff happening, YK. People don't just make this up. Some people might, but some of this is true.
That was my crazy experience. Now, it's your turn. What is the most jaw-dropping thing that's ever happened to you? Spill it in the comments. I need to read them.
Host, people who work in nursing homes. What is some of the wildest shit you've heard come out of an elderly person's mouth? Today, we are entering a world where imagination has no limits. Logic is merely optional, and sometimes the sanest person in the room is not necessarily the youngest one. Yeah, boy.
Had a schizophrenic resident tell me she couldn't go into the dining room because there was a horse on fire in there. When I said, "Oh no, it's safe," I put out the fire. She told me I did a piss poor job because that horse is still ablazing.
The confidence in that delivery is unmatched. She wasn't scared. She was disappointed in you.
She was the happiest schizophrenic I ever met. Had crazy hallucinations, but accepted them all cheerfully.
Grandpa was in the hospital for COPD exacerbation. He wasn't getting enough oxygen, which made him a bit goofy and delirious. One morning, my mom and I go to see him, and he starts going on and on about how they were performing clandestine experiments on him at night, and then went on to describe how his nurses wheeled him to the basement, and then people in suits painted his legs. My mom and I did the whole, "Okay, Grandpa, let's get you back to bed" meme, assuming he was just delirious. About 10 minutes later, the nurse comes in, and he's like, "That's the nurse? She's the one who took me down there where they painted my legs." What? My mom and I were like, "LOL, sorry, he's nuts," and the nurse was like, "Oh no. We took him down for an angiogram on his legs late last night, and we absolutely did smear his legs with lube for the procedure." So, sometimes they are really not being crazy.
I can literally see how this probably went down. What are you doing to my legs? Oh, we're just painting them. We'll be done soon, don't worry.
I work with old people sometimes, but not in a nursing home. An old lady with dementia once told me that she couldn't look into my eyes because they reminded her of buttholes because they're brown.
I was a receptionist at a nursing home for some time. There was a Cuban old lady that had the biggest crush on one of the maintenance guys. He was under my desk fixing the keyboard drawer that fell, but I was still behind the desk taking calls. The lady walked up looking confused, looks under the desk, and when she saw it was him, she lost her marbles. She was yelling at me in Spanish and trying to hit me, basically claiming I was a whore trying to steal her man. Fun times.
Not super weird, but kind of funny. I didn't work in one, but my grandma was in one due to her Parkinson's and dementia. Her neighbor would routinely come in her room and steal pictures of my little brother. One day she came in when I was there, took a picture and walked off. So I followed her and nicely asked for it back. She goes, "No, this is mine." I said, "Oh no, that's my little brother actually. Can I have it back from my grandma?" She looked so confused and goes, "No, this is George Washington." Now we call my brother Mr. President.
Oh my God! Wow! My dad was 78 and had hospital delirium for a while before he passed, he said, and did some crazy stuff, including calling the police claiming he was being held hostage. He also told me that he had slept with his much younger nurse in his nursing home bed.
What the hell? I had a resident relay the story of how she stabbed her husband in the ass with a pitchfork when she caught him in the barn with a calf. Hold up. Wait a minute.
I assess people for long-term care coverage through the state. The other day I had a case where a lady was convinced Elon Musk had put a chip in her brain. A local law firm owed her millions of dollars, and an alien was essaying her every night. But she was completely alert and oriented, told me the address of where she was and the exact date and time. Brains are wild.
My dad was coming out of anesthesia, and he looked upset. So I asked him how he was, and he said he was upset because he was dead. So I'm explaining to him he's alive, but he's not believing me. He starts saying, wait, I'm dead so I can meet Jackie Robinson. I said, no, you aren't dead. Then he tells me he died because this group of people grabbed him and held him down and killed him. So I said that was the surgical team getting you ready for surgery, not killing you. His doctor came in and asked him how he was, and he said, I'm okay, but I'm dead. It took us all about 45 minutes to convince him he wasn't dead.
Holy shit! I'm dead! No, you aren't! I'm dead! This is the same Hosea! I'm dead! I'm going to go meet so dead celebrities! No, man! This is the same hospital you were in a few hours ago! You ain't dead!
But I wanted to meet Elvis.
So I'm dead!
I got the biggest laugh when he said a crowd of people attacked him and killed him. Ha ha!
Which comment made you laugh the hardest or seemed the most unbelievable? Drop the number and share your thoughts in the comments.